And joining me now is Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And I extend the same condolences to you for what has happened in Louisiana. We are so very sorry that we're having this conversation under these circumstances. What is the very latest in the investigation that you think people should know?
Well, yesterday we had information from the FBI that they believed that there were multiple actors that were still at large. And so, today they've confirmed that they do not believe that to be the case, that they believe this was a single individual actor, and that some of the information that had been received suggesting that other individuals might have been involved was just being misinterpreted. And so, a lot of activity over the last 36 hours. A lot of video that had to be reviewed and a lot of other data. They did recover 2 laptops, according to the FBI, at the Mandeville Street location. And they also recovered 3 cell phones from the individual. So there's still a lot of data to go through. And there's certainly still a lot that we don't know about how he came to be so angry and determined to kill people yesterday.
Well, I know that that's going to be a key focus of the investigation. I do want to play you something that the New Orleans police superintendent said today when Bourbon Street was reopening. Take a listen. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
This is not a matter of pointing blame anywhere. A terrorist is hell-bent on destruction. This man was going to do his best. And if it hadn't been on Bourbon, he was going to go somewhere else.
What is your reaction to that, of course, given what we've been discussing, the fact that there weren't bollards that had been put up to potentially, we don't know if it would have, but potentially try to block a vehicle like that from coming in and carrying out such a horrific attack?
I've been to the scene, Kristen, and I'm not sure that the bollards that are there, it's a kind of a large metal flap that lifts up. It was not operable, and they were replacing it. So there was a vehicle that was placed there, and it was a large SUV. So I think the individual was able to whip that truck around it and go up on the sidewalk. Had there been bollards placed in the sidewalk, it might have been a deterrence. The bollard that was there that wasn't operable did not cover the sidewalk. It only covered the street. So I'm not convinced that it would have blocked him from doing what he did, because he flipped around it and went up on the sidewalk. I do agree with the chief. I think it's natural for us to ask questions. It's right for us to look at what happened and evaluate if we could have prevented it. What could we have done and what could we have done better? I mean, people died, so we need to ask those questions. But I agree with her that he was determined to hurt people, and I believe to kill himself. So, he didn't kill himself. The police had to shoot him, but he came out of that truck shooting at the police, which guaranteed that they were going to shoot back. So I think he was determined to hurt people.
Are you satisfied with the security that is in place there on Bourbon Street now? Should people feel confident and secure going to Bourbon Street?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just got back from New Orleans, and, everywhere you look, there are police officers and SWAT teams. It is incredibly secure right now. And I believe that will continue through the Super Bowl and through Mardi Gras. I mean, you don't go through an event like this and not take a hard look at your vulnerabilities again, especially in light of what occurred, because you want to make sure that we don't have additional events that are quickly on the tail of this one. So, everyone's going to be taking a really hard look at that over the next weeks and months. But today, the city is more secure than it's ever been.
We only have about less than a minute, but you've said the Sugar Bowl should have been delayed until Friday. Why is that? What are your concerns? And do you have security concerns about that event moving forward today?
No, and it wasn't about security. It was simply because until yesterday evening, we still had bodies on the ground. So, it was just more about respect and making sure that law enforcement had the time to do what needed to be done to secure the scene. They did, in fact, have the time that they needed. People worked, incredibly hard. Our law enforcement personnel have been very, very hard at work, and I think additional assets have been brought in by the FBI. But it was first, and it is first and foremost, a crime scene. And so, my first priority was to keep that the priority. But I did leave and walked, out with a lot of people who were streaming toward the Superdome to go to the game. And I felt, really comfortable with that, because it is getting us back to where we need to be. We needed to have the game and not bow to the threats of a terrorist event.
All right. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill, thank you so much for your perspective and all of your great information. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.